Hey guys, what's up? If you don't know me, I'm PAYCOON and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you all about my experience on SMOED. A little bit of background about me was that I cheered on Oregon Dream Teams basically my whole life, from 2009 all the way until my sophomore year of high school. And then I realized that I wasn't reaching my goals there. We were such a small gym at that point that like we had never even made it to finals at Worlds. Even if we had a perfect routine, like we just weren't up there with the top dogs, and I wanted to win Worlds. So I informed my coach earlier that year that, you know what, next season I'm gonna go cheer for a different team. I'm gonna try to win Worlds, I'm gonna go. I decided to leave my friends, leave my family, leave the state of Oregon that I've lived my entire life, and go to Ventura, California to be on SMOED. When I was in California, I stayed with a host family. I stayed with a lady named Della Dowler and her husband and her two kids, Brianna and Amber, and I stayed in their house. I went to Ventura High School and I cheered on SMOED. I loved the family I stayed with. I got my own room. It was so nice. They had the two sisters share a room and I got my own, which was like more than I could ever ask for. So I lived with a host family. I went to school at Ventura High School and I cheered at California All-Stars. That whole year was kind of a crazy blur for me. I had just started dating Brandon and then all of a sudden we were doing long distance and we couldn't even see each other. It was crazy. I posted on Instagram and asked a bunch of you guys to share with me some questions you had about my experience on SMOED. So let's get going. One of the first questions I got asked was, what was your reaction to making the team? And this is actually funny because I saw Eddie post on social media that he was looking for like a female base for SMOED my sophomore year of high school. And what was weird about my experience was that I was already in California like for my sister's like soccer tournament or something watching, and I got a call from Eddie saying that, hey, like I think you'd be a great fit for our team. So I drove up to Ventura and I tried out their practice my sophomore year of high school. I like talked with my mom. I wanted to be on the team, but I couldn't drive yet, and that was like a big factor in me like going to another state. I didn't want to have to rely on people to like get me places. So we waited a whole nother year, and then I just went to regular like SMOED tryouts. Then I went home, I found out I made it, which it was like I already kind of knew I did because I made it the year before but didn't actually go. So it wasn't like this huge like, oh my god, yay, I made SMOED, but it was like I knew for a full year that I was already gonna go there. Another question I was asked was, is the coaches, Eddie and Orby, different on the show versus in person? And actually, no, not at all. The cameras were there. You were working just as hard. You were doing the same exact practice plan as you would do on another day. Eddie and Orby were the exact same on camera and off. Like it didn't matter who was at the gym, if your family was there, if your friends were there, if the cameras were there, like they were the same. They were very, very tough coaches, but obviously it works for them. Another question that I got was, what was a normal practice like? Right when you got there, you would put on your running shoes and we would go out into the back alley behind the gym and we would run laps. Down and back is 1, and I want to say like 3 laps is a mile, and we would run anywhere from like 3 to 8 laps about. After we ran, we came inside and we would condition. We always condition before practice. I think that's actually very beneficial for the athletes because they're tired going into practice, which means they have to try harder on their skills, which means on competition day, the skills will be easier. And we would do bear crawls up and down the floor. We would do like pike finger drags. We would do crab walk, a bunch of abs, a bunch of cardio, just so much conditioning. A normal practice was run, condition, practice your skills, and then do full outs. The most we ever did was like, I think want to say like 8 or something a practice. It was always, you hit this many in a row with them. If say we have like 5 in a row of our stunt sequence, like you'd hit 1, you'd hit 2, one group would fall on 3, you start back at 0. Like it was hard, but it was all as a team. So you wanted to do your best, you wanted to push hard, you wanted to not let your stunt come down for the team so they wouldn't have to do it again, basically. Another question I was asked was, what was the worst part? And honestly, I would say that the worst part of being on Cali SMOED 2015 was like the whole beginning of the season. We literally never hit a routine in competition. We were dying every day at practice and like results were not happening on the mat. We didn't really get along. We were all to get mad at each other. Like we had so many little like kumbaya come together, like what's going on? Why aren't we hitting? Especially like NCA, we had that huge fall that everyone knows about. That was the hardest time. NCA for me was like the breaking point. Like I told Eddie, like, I don't know if I could do this. I want to quit. And he said no. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to practice then. After that, like once we got over that hump, we finished NCA and then we were working towards Worlds. Like it was worth it. It was all worth it for me. So that was the hardest part, was just not seeing results at the whole beginning of the season and like feeling like I moved to California and I wasn't even gonna reach my goals. That was rough. My next question was, how often did I practice? And this was 4 years ago. I don't exactly remember, but I want to say that we practiced like 4 days a week on normal season and like preseason and stuff. NCA week, we practiced every single day except for Saturday. And then the whole month of Worlds, we practiced every single day except Saturday. It was crazy. Like I never knew that there was a team that had so much commitment that SMOED had, and that's why I actually loved it there. Like you couldn't be on SMOED if you didn't want to be, because it was so hard that like you would quit. Another question that I got was, do you feel like your life would be different if you were never part of this program? And I say absolutely. If I never left Oregon Dream Teams, I don't think that I would be like satisfied with my cheerleading career. I just wanted to win Worlds. I wanted to achieve my goals. So I'm really glad I did, and I'm also really glad that I went back to my home to cheer my senior year. One of the questions I got was, what was the bond like on my team? And I would say that we bonded because we were all dying together every day and we were with each other so much. But like, I wouldn't say that I was like best friends with any of those people on my team. Like Malia and I hung out because we went to the same high school together during that time, and we lived near each other and we were on the team together. So I was really good friends with Malia, but like I wouldn't call up any of those people on like a random day and just be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? There wasn't that like family bond. Like there was none of that. I don't know if just like other people felt it and I didn't, because that totally could have happened. It was like basically a bunch of people that were there to win Worlds, and that was it. Which is exactly what I wanted at the time anyway. I was expecting to go in, work hard to win Worlds, and that's exactly what happened. One question was, how long were the practices? And practices started at, I want to say 6 o'clock every day, and they were supposed to go till 9, but we never really got out earlier than 10. It was basically like we were given a task, like 5 full outs, or hit this stunt sequence 10 times and then do this and then do that. We had to complete them all or else we couldn't leave, is how it was. I just remember like being so sore, and I would call my boyfriend every day after practice driving home, and I literally like wouldn't be able to pick up my arms. Like I couldn't drive like this. I would have to like hold the steering wheel from underneath so my arms could rest on my leg. They were working muscles in my body that I didn't even know I had. I was so sore for like a year. Like I was sore every single day for a whole year. I don't even know how they did it, but I died every practice. Another question that I got was, what was it like filming the show Cheerleaders, and why did it stop halfway through? We were informed always the day before the cameras would be there, so like you wouldn't look all ratchet, you would just like put on some makeup before you went to practice. So the concept of having that YouTube show was cool, but actually having the cameras in your face while you're like dripping sweat and like trying not to throw up was kind of like almost annoying. It was pretty much the exact same, except you wanted to look pretty. I'm like pouring sweat, dripping down my body, like disgusting, but I'm like trying to like fix my hair so that I don't look ugly in front of everyone. It was mostly just like annoying because of that, but all the practices were the exact same with or without the cameras. And then I don't really know why it stopped. Like there was some drama with like Dylan. I like was not part of that at all. I don't know what happened, like Dylan quit or something, or I don't remember if it stopped before he quit or stopped after he quit, but something happened and people were like being mean to him, and then that's it. I don't really know, to be completely honest, why it stopped. What was it like winning Worlds? This is like my all-time favorite thing, because once we were at NCA, I was like, I moved to California and I'm not gonna win. This team is not winning. We knew that all we had to do was go to Worlds and hit and we would win. And we couldn't hit. So I was like so down about like being in California. Like I did not even want to be there anymore. Day one, I'm like so nervous because I'm on a team that like people are actually there to watch. I knew that Angel Rice was gonna do her kick double at World. We were ready to go. We go out on the mat and we hit a perfect routine and it was like the best feeling in the world. I remember Angel does her kick double and I'm like setting up for pyramid. I make eye contact with Lauren Kibitz. It was so loud in the arena after Angel did her kick double that like I actually couldn't hear myself think and I lost count of the counts. Like I didn't know where I was and then our flyer jumped in and I just like did the pyramid. It was awesome. I had never even made it to finals before and I was in first place going into day 2 at World. Day 2 comes around and we basically say like we need to do the exact same thing. And we're backstage, we're all like talking, doing our prayer, whatever, and we hear like the whole stadium go, ah. And that was when, I don't even know who, like someone fell on BSB and we were like, shoot, like they fell. Like literally all we have to do is hit and we win. And we go out there and we hit a good routine and I just remember being like in the prep with, I was basing with Angel Rice like face to face and we were like, we did it, like we won Worlds, and we just like came down and danced and it was the best feeling ever. Like we knew we won. Everything that I did, all the sweat, all the crying, all the days that I couldn't lift my arms to drive, like all those days, like they were worth it in the end. And so that's why I'm so happy I did it. And that's why I'm so happy I did the experience, because for me, it was a personal goal that I set when I was like 10 years old. I was so emotional, ugly, crying. Like I hate every picture from that day. It was funny. It was such a good time. Like there is no other feeling. Going there to awards and winning, and it was amazing. And I hope that everyone who sets that as their goal achieves it, because there is nothing like winning Worlds as a cheerleader. Alright everyone, so that was my SMOED experience and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, you could totally ask them below in the comments and I'll get back to you on those. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my social media, which is also below in the description. Peace out guys, have a great day.